Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast for me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda heroes like defender of the fatherland, author to a 1v1 own Mill Road in the north. It is Salmon fighting here for the Red Army, the Southern Union. Comrade Stalin here with the glorious 1st Guards Tank Corps with Guard Motor, Shock Rifle, and Lend-Lease Tactics with double infantry and anti-tank grenade, though with the Special Drive Command start. Whereas in south it is IncaUna fighting for the Oberkommandist Germany Deutschland here with the Großdeutschland Panzergrenadierdivision with Panzerfusilierer, Smoke Bombs, Infrared Sturmgewehr 44, Panzer Commander, and the Tiger Tank. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my page supporters, these champions and heroes. Without them, this episode would not be possible. You too can join the ranks by pledging on Patreon, or you can donate by PayPal. Links are in the video description. I should comment, like, share, subscribe, press the bell button. So, Volksgrenadiers Kuhwagens here for IncaUna, double engineers into a special Strafniki build here for Salmon. Not something you see too often here from the Soviets as of late, but definitely makes it more interesting. Got a lot of barbed wire here to make it harder for the Germans to get to that munitions point. Not rushing for the fuel point there, by the way. Interesting opening in some ways here for Salmon. We got the Sturm pushing northwards here, Kuhwagen southwards for IncaUna. And the Volksgrenadiers are swiftly moving up to secure the center with their sandbags. Pull harder, Jürgen and Friedrich, back there. We know what you're doing. You're not helping. There you go, penal troopers out there for Salmon with their S50-40 semi-automatic rifles. It was not uncommon for the penal troopers to be better equipped than the average Soviet infantrymen, but they also typically expected to go into where the fighting was heaviest and, do a lot of damage. So they also had typically the lowest life expectancy. Engineers was the Volksgrenadiers. Flanking the Volksgrenadiers there. Sturmpionier flanking in the gears. Moving towards the center, seizing the sun point in the engineers. I'm guessing we're seeing more penal troopers here for Salmon, though maybe also a scout car here, we shall see. Volksgrenadiers Sturmpionier, they want the penal troopers firing back, engineers falling also a bit back here, not wishing to clash around here in an otherwise favourable engagement for IncaUna. I think that is a very wise decision. No Panzerfusilierer yet for IncaUna. We shall see the courage to them. Second penal trooper squad there. Charging out the penal troopers here, definitely a bit risky there for IncaUna. They got the Kuban moving in, and with the other folks going, they certainly turns into a great attack here for IncaUna. Leaves the Serb player there definitely a bit wrong-footed. Second penal trooper squad red, there we go. Do get the M3A1 scout car there for Salmon and the Red Army. Typically used to insert advanced reconnaissance formations to sort of help look for gaps in the German lines and exploit them. Was used alongside universal carriers as well. Volksgrenadiers pushing in and get a big push here by IncaUna against the car near. Salmon is just falling back. There was no real easy way to defend. He's by stalling time here for the scout cars who can launch a counterattack at IncaUna. We're switching straight for the fuel point here. You see there's Salmon trying to keep up there as well. And we got the M3A1 scout car out here. Worth noting, and then normally they'd actually, I think, switch the 50 cal in the rear here towards the front, which you could do to the railing there, as you can see there. And that way have two machine guns pointing forwards. So, little fun fact there. Teams coming in on the flank here. The first squad here, though, is taking a hell of a beating here from IncaUna. Fuel point there being threatened here. Interesting to try to grab the car point though, but the M3A1 there is ready. Scout car there is ready to be filled up with the flame fungies, and they are ready to burn some Germans. Do get some Panzerfusilierer here for IncaUna, the first after 3 Volksgrenadiers, so it's clear there's no high hopes for them. Also a bit late now, since the Panzerfusilierer would have been a great choice versus the scout car. I'm surprised, in fact, it took him so long there. Apparently he wasn't expecting the scout car at all, which is easily to the benefit here of the Red Army. As of course, he doesn't like any way to snare up the scout car. The Kuban light's going to go down here to the M3A1 as it's 50 cal there. And the occupants just fired, and there you go. Kuhwagen explodes. A stinging blow there to IncaUna. Racing ahead here for the Red Army. Heavily damaged, just in case. Going to see if he can't get a wipe. Friedrich catches on fire. The Panzerfusilierer though block the full pursuit, then save the remaining Sturmpionier alongside the rest of the squad here. Close stuff though. Close stuff. Truck out here. Probably a Belgrade headquarters for IncaUna. We got guard mode here for Salmon with the T-45, heavy mortars, guard rifle infantry, vehicle crew repair training, and the marked vehicle ability. Fixing up the scout car. Strafniki versus the Panzerfusilierer. 50 cal there mounting the scout car gets poor Jürgen. And up north here, Penal Trooper flanking the False Grenadiers there. In the south, picture point being seized by the Engineers. Certainly some intense fighting here. Scout King northwards there for Salmon. False they're now being caught on the retreat here by all of this. Chances of what they're definitely possible, but I think will require some luck. Can call in the Guardsmen soon enough, and I imagine that's what someone's going to do. So fill up his ranks. There you go. Sticking to the tough infantry, conscripts for Salmon. Punches loose the Penal Troops in the centre here. We got more troops running here. Big push from IncaUna. No Sturmgewehrs though. And no G33s. That said, he's yet to build this up. He's going for the Mechanized Regiment. Wow. Worth noting there's actually been an increase as of late from the Oberkommanders. More and more players are noticing are going for the Mechanized Regiment and the Luchs again, which is quite fascinating. So I wonder if IncaUna is going to really commit to that as well here. Guardsmen out there. DP light machine is almost done. If he does commit to Luchs, the Salmon will need more guardsmen to really challenge them. That of course could upgrade the Penal Troops with anti-tank rifles, but at that point you'd still need more guardsmen just for the DP light machine guns then, so we shall see. But there you go. We do get the Luchs here from IncaUna and the German army. Note that the Luchs was not the only reconnaissance tank the Germans made. They actually made one based off the Panzer 38T, the Czechoslovakian tank, which actually was pretty much like the Luchs, just with a slightly different turret, more similar to the 2 armored car grenade here. Does heavy damage to IncaUna. And they actually produced roughly in the same numbers, I think about roughly 130 or so numbers. So, little fun fact there. Guardsmen was taken out. Folks riding in the north. In the south, we've got Tunisians in the point. Looks halfway done here for IncaUna. Skaka going for the northern victory point here. Bit of healing there. Looks almost done. And again, with just one guard squad, it will be a bit tough to stall it down. Plus, he has no snares. I mean, there's no conscripts here, so he's going to have very few doors. He's actually slung down the scout car as well there. So there's definitely a good chance they can actually turn this game around. They're based off the Luchs, based off the Panzer II, which was really what you'd call more like, a prototype tank. Like, they're more like, waves like trying out tanks, but it was never really meant to see frontline action. It's just like, by the time the war began, they realized, hang on, we don't have enough Panzer IIIs and Panzer IVs or Czechoslovakian Panzer 30Ts, and so they would actually use the Panzer IIs for some while as well there. So, little fun fact there. That was also the Panzer I bar, which just had a bunch of machine guns, not even autocannon. Seems that actually equipping the anti-tank rifles is not more guardsmen each actually is taking up there, so that does give him access to snares, technically, and more anti-tank rifles, but it does mean for a brief while at least, until he gets started on a T-70 here, he will be fairly vulnerable here to all of IncaUna's infantry, since we'll have fewer ways of dealing with them, so this is potentially strong here. That said, the Luchs is doing nothing. Feel like it could be a tad more aggressive here for IncaUna. Just a tad more aggressive. I'm guessing he doesn't want to encounter a mine or get flanked and surprised with something nasty. We'll have to see what IncaUna follows next. Puma could be likely. I suppose you could also be silly and go for a second Luchs, but that's definitely going to require some Panzerschrecks. Tech almost done there for Salmon. But this match is definitely going places we're not used to seeing a lot. Penal Troopers, Luchses. This is holy shit, he's going for double Luchs. He is committing to double Luchs. Alright, we got the anti-tank rifle charging at this Luchs there, pushing it back here. Too many anti-tank rifles for this light tank to really challenge. Second one again. This is going to be interesting. Got the T-7 on there for Salmon. Doing some damage to the scout car with the autocannon, punching several large holes into the scout car, but the crew miraculously goes unharmed alongside the passengers. Veterans one there on the Luchs, about to get knocked out there. Second Luchs there, almost done for IncaUna. T-70 almost done. Need to fix up the first one. Yeah, he's also got repair pioneers lined up. Yeah, double Panzer II. That is a rare sight. There's a definite commitment here from IncaUna's, like really trying to win his opponent fast. Not something you see too often in companies too. Like, just most players will never commit to that much. So, like, they're like people trying to overwhelm their opponents. When you do, it can get interesting, but it does definitely have its risks. Like, it fails if IncaUna is going to be in really bad position, but if it works, you can really just give him a solid advantage over his opponent. So, I'm really curious to see where this is going to go. And there you go. Repair pioneers ready. Got that Luchs fixed up. So again, double Luchs here versus Salmon with a T-70 and a bunch of anti-tank rifles. T-70 flanking the flank here. We got a camera from there for IncaUna. And there he goes, flanking with the first Luchs again. I think at this point, Salmon's realised, hang on, he's got two of them. Because, you know, now he definitely knows. Like, he didn't have, like, a clue about it before. Didn't notice there was no sound on the first one. I mean, once the second arrives, he's quickly aware he's up against two Panzer IIs. More gas, but him responds to that. Comrade Stalin, I think we will need more guys with the anti-tank rifles. The Germans are pouring in with their tiny Gonna pursue the T-70 here with it. Punching several holes in the T-70 there. Most of the shots are bouncing, but still some are going through the T-70's armor. Gas running in, he needs to care for the two T-70s. He's also got the steel punch script with Panzerschrecks here. I mean, this is very interesting to watch for sure. Plus, there's the guardsmen, a bit of light cover there. They got fighting position there, trying to fix up Luchs, but at the same time, once they spot the guardsmen there who are fairly immobile. T-70 rushing in here. Kevin ready though. He's exposing himself to the Kevin. Steel punch fire, the Panzerschreck miss. T-70 there, avoids the Kettenwerfer. This is some intense stuff. Scout car there at the ready. T-70 out there for Salmon. He needs to stay busy with a bit of barbed wire. Very good. MD-35 for IncaUna. Close to 32 on that Luchs, which gives a nice boost to its action rate of fire, giving it a boost in DPS overall, or damage per second. MD-35 deal with the infantry. Luchs are good to go once more. Guards from there being hammered by the Luchs. There you go. Veti 2 gain, meaning any Soviet infantry caught in front of that is definitely going to have a much worse time. Scout could grab Northern Point, could try and hunt it down with the double Luchs while dealing with the T-70 using the anti-tank weapons. Pimps are being caught with the double Luchs. They just tank through them. Yuri practically just explodes into tiny chunks right in front of their very eyes. Pushing ahead, they risk it to clear out the anti-tank weapon there, but the price is high. Now the T-70 going up close. The Luchs is increasing their chance of penetrating. Got the scout car flanking in there. The Ken recruit here. It's a messy situation. Scout car's about to get knocked. Pimps was popping up here. We're going to see an anti-tank sort of charge here. OD, I think, is away. He's going to try and keep close here to threaten them with a white here. Oh, it's complete pandemonium. The penal troopers are being mauled. The anti-tank shell charge goes off. The Luchs is down. Didn't get the T-70. Does get the penal troopers alongside the scout car. Luchs finally combusts here. T-70 being hammered with anti-tank rifle grenades and Luchs fire. Guards from nearby. Almost got the T-70. Will IncaUna risk the Luchs here to take it out? Or will the guardsmen be enough to push it away here? He's going to Panther-Faust it, taking out the T-70 as well. It's utter light vehicular carnage, and Salmon response commits to an SU-6M assault gun. No, he doesn't. We can't have things getting too exciting around here. I think the fun police just stepped in and had to talk to Salmon like, "Greetings, comrade. We were seeing you were trying to have fun. You have to stick to the metal game and try to play not fun, comrade. Or things will happen to you, like it happened to your brother." Good. Anyways, grab the point here in the south, mechanized some company for Salmon. Luchs number 2, close to Veti 2. So, IncaUna, I imagine, is going to take up here. That was just utter carnage. He's wrecking the wreckages to make sure that IncaUna cannot salvage them. Thumbs up there to Salmon. Big push here by IncaUna. Trot on the way there for him as well. That's going to be the take there. Luchs pushing ahead here. Guards quickly retreating. In the face of IncaUna's second wave assault here. The south here, point being grabbed by the Fulks Grenadiers. Truck out. Until that though, he's basically relying on 2 guard squads to hold against the German army and the 1 penal squad, but they can't stop the Luchs. That is definitely a hell of a situation. Now, man's going to go for the T-34 from 6. He could commit to the T-35, but I think that might be asking for too much here of Salmon's infantry. We're currently then to assist the German onslaught here of IncaUna. We will soon be in Moscow, Herr Officer. We in Poland, Western Poland. We're more likely to be in Berlin soon than in Moscow. Shut up, Friedrich! I'll slap you. T-34 for Salmon. I mean, I can imagine he would want to go for it, but under the current circumstances, trying to go for the T-35 is very ill-advised. Schwerpunkt calls almost done there for IncaUna. Northern Pumping System Engineers. There you go, big push here. Looks being used to sort of slow down, but I don't think it's all these tanks going to have a much of an easy time. Now the T-34's arrived. We got another machine here for IncaUna, when he probably needs more anti-tank weapons sold out here. But certainly just slowing down what infantry is left is not a bad idea either, though he really needs to stop that T-34 because that can do a lot of damage very fast against IncaUna here in the German army. Heavy mortar out here for Salmon to bombard IncaUna's positions. Looks like Captain the Years tank through them. Sturm Pioneer firing away there. T-34 rolling ahead here. Luchs needs to be careful. He's pushing around the Sturm Punch. They can't fire their Panzerschreck. Like Kenweb's moving up there. There we go. Rocket off into the rear of the T-34. Doing some nice damage. MD-34 with the so advance here from the position of the wooden shed. T-17 hit from the cannon for there. Shit, needs to be careful here. Luchs need to. Almost about to lose Luchs here. And the pathing's really stuck up from here. Machine gun pushed out. The heavy mortar's confirmed now for IncaUna as it almost takes out the shed and the machine gun in it. Pushing into the grenade here. Heavy losses. Guardsmen pushed back. Intense and furious fighting continuing between these two players. Luchs hold back for repairs once more. He's still some time away from any armor. You could also consider another Sturm Pioneer squad with a Panzerschreck, but something tells me there's going to be another Kettenwerfer. T-34 something being fixed up here for Salmon. We got 350 to 283. Setting up the MD-34 here to support the push for the southern field point. Troops reinforcing healing. Luchs being fixed up. 7 kills. Vets need 2. Grenade off there. Panzers retreating just in time. Other machine moving towards the east here. Definitely becoming a bit of a hotspot here, and I don't think IncaUna can maintain this position much longer. I think he very wisely he just retreats before he gets completely dumpstered. Tactically, I think that is the right position there. Looks almost done. Again. We'll go ahead to see what the guns go for. I mean, again, could be the Yak to deal with the floor, you know, armor at a safe distance, but he could also go just go for the Pantherfoot to also have some extra anti-infantry in the whole package there. Smoke's on the center there against the suspected machine gun position. Very sound there. We're also spotted with the Guardsman once. Could also just done that either way. Thumbs up there to Salmon. Good use of smoke there to support his attacks. Machine crew there being crushed. It's a complete mess here. Salmon also suspects his forces further northwards. And the south here, troops moving ahead here for Salmon. Follows in with the Guardsman up close. Folks are being pushed back. Troops are reinforcing, healing. Almost got to wipe the T-34 nasty hit here. We got the Luchs engaging in the knees here. We got 7 kills, 8 kills. Slowly approaching Mercenary Fleet. T-34 is on the move and there's nothing to support it here. Still guards from the center, close being wiped out here. Yeah, that's going to be wiped here. Salmon too slow, and the Luchs doesn't take a hit from the T-34. Oh, spoke too soon. Pumes for the next challenge. There goes Sattler charge off. IncaUna tries to get past it, and he does succeed. That definitely was a bit too close for comfort. Up north, MB-14 guards with northern victory point. We got another T-34 from 6 for Salmon. No 85s, just the 76s. He needs tanks, lots of them, fast. Hey, Tank Depot, this is me, Comrade Salmon. You don't have any T-34-76s lying around? I could really do a lot with a lot of tanks very fast. Yeah, the Germans are at my doorstep. Yeah, I'd rather not get shot for cowardice. So, could you send them in? Thanks. He modified then the Germans by the eastern fuel pond, keeping off it. He's also down to just 2 infantry squads. Salmon definitely needs to replace the losses there. Set with T-34s and 6s, he can kind of get away with it to a small degree. Do get a Panther mod here for IncaUna. Ground Ponte with the Strafniki. Northern promises to the Germans. And there you go, T-34s and 6 rolling ahead. Second one on the move here, heading northward, splitting up his tanks, relying on his numbers to efficiently control the field. Just needs to stay clear of the Panther front, I suppose he's safe to a degree. Shoots, misses the Luchs. Close call, though, close call. Falls to the next target here. Panther fast stall, but not enough to damage the engine. And south, the other two from England, flanking the Germans in the centre here. Luchs could be wedged here between that. Panther 4, those arriving. There you go. Straight into the cannon for anti-tank rifle combo there. Could see the damage. Yeah, engine damage, making an easy prey here for the T-34. Another Kednaf hit. I think that's going to be it for the T-34 from 6. That said, you can easily replace it, but you can't easily replace them forever until the Germans have larger numbers and they just crush them. Almost got the punch, and there you go. Marked vehicle here. Hoping to intimidate IncaUna, but IncaUna is not easily intimidated here. He is fearless in the name of Deutschland. Wow! The Panther 4 is just not getting a shot in there. Oh, finally got it. Finally. Couldn't look pretty back like Kednaf here. Sturmpionier running alongside the Volksgrenadiere. Guards around from the north here. 346 to 191. Salmon is holding on narrowly. We got the grenade off on the Volksgrenadiere, but the grenade completely whiffs. And now IncaUna's forces are still going faster than Salmon's. Luchs going in the south here. He's also playing quite a bit of manpower. I think he's just calling more guardsmen for now and just, hold out. He may also have to want to backtake there just for a field gun. Whatever the case, you should not be floating that much manpower at the current state of affairs. Does get a Volksgrenadier sword wipe there. A small win tactically for Salmon, bleeding out his opponent just a bit, but definitely needs to get more done. But, even that is a small win tactically. There you go. Wait, what? He's going for another heavy mortar? That must have been a misclick. Or is it really just... maybe it's not a misclick. He's just going to rely on the heavy mortar. That can be quite effective too. It's just... when you look at the current situation, you just don't think he'd go for a heavy mortar right then and there. He called another guard squad, so maybe it was a misclick, but he's not just committed to it anyways. Still, double heavy mortars will actually be a problem there for IncaUna's infantry and support weapons. Make no mistake. Obviously, not so much for the tanks, but if you can bleed away everything supporting the tanks, there's obviously a chance here for Salmon. So yeah, this is getting spicy. Even it's like, say, some of the two most typical, commanders for the respective armies at the moment, the way the match is otherwise playing out is definitely fairly fascinating. Folks being pushed back here. Yeah, double heavy mortars. There is a lot of Sowed heavy mortar fire there. Worth noting, there was not even the heaviest mortar the Soviets had. They actually had 160mm, which actually had rounds for shots so large they had to be breech loaded rather than just fired in from the top of the tube. Fun fact. Another fun fact is the Germans and the Axis army in general really liked the 120mm mortar. They straight up copied it and used it. They produced themselves. So that's another fun fact there. And you feel them taken out. Luchs taken to the guardsman. Piums was the Panzerfusilierer. Quick steel hand grenade. Hey, mortar landing close there to the Panzerfusilierer. You can soon go for another Panther 4, of course. IncaUna could attempt trying to go for a Tiger tank here. We got 346 on 26. Salmon definitely needs to do something for this victory points soon, or he's going to risk getting knocked out. Panther 4 gets great in the T-34 from 6, forcing Salmon there to quickly disengage. South he got flanking the Panther 4. Kevin also spotted and pushed back. Hey, Mortar's going at it. Tifa going for the Luchs. Good hit there. Betsy 3, but close to Betsy 4 actually. And the machine gun, I think, is being threatened here by the third Hey Mortars. Mark vehicle in the Panther 4. Garson there pushing back the Kednev as well here. Salmon is actually pushing back his opponent there fairly effectively. Machine guns routed. Anti-tank weapons sent packing. Even the tank is slowly pulling back here. But we got a flank from the south here by IncaUna with the MG-54 and the Fultz Grenadiers. And that should have sent a magic. Oh, the machine gun repossessions. Great for Salmon, definitely okay for IncaUna. The Fultz squad about to get wiped out too. Yikes. North there, point being seized. T-54 being grabbing the point here. And we see another wipe here on IncaUna. Game seems to be slowly turning the favour of Salmon. He's possibly turned the corner here. That said, IncaUna still enjoys a significant advantage in the armour department for now. But the Hey Mortar could definitely clear out the infantry edge. And there we go, we get a tank destroyer for Salmon, the Su-85. Phew. What will IncaUna go for next? Will he actually go for the Tiger tank here, or will he go for another Panther 4 Jagdpanzer? Because going for the Tiger tank definitely means giving Salmon more time to recover the fight and, you know, make it hard for the Tiger tank to do anything by the time it arrives. That's always the risk of going for the Tiger tank in situations like these. T-Fit forces being pushed back. Panzer being murdered out in the open. Close to being wiped out. Panther 4 rolling out. Flanking the MB-4 on the south. Looks like they're going to be wiped here. Almost got the T-34. Good shot there. Veterans 1 gained. H-5 almost around the corner here for Salmon. Oh, shot bounces. Lucky Salmon. Unlucky IncaUna. Good old at the Panther commander. I'm surprised he actually hasn't. Or the pinlock machine gun. Immortal caught it by the Fultz Grenadiers, but that's actually really surprising. Like, it's just, you know, standard upgrades at this point, so I'm surprised he's not picking them. But yeah, at this point, IncaUna is definitely going for the Tiger. Oh, he's going for another Panther, okay. Good, good, good. I mean, he could go for the Tiger tank, but I think just more Panther 4s would be a better choice here. Salmon's H-55 tank destroyers out there, based off the T-34 chassis. It was based off the German Stug concept, which actually impressed the Soviets quite a lot. And so you got stuff like the H-55 in response to the German Sturmgeschütz. Fun fact. Showing that the Soviets and the Germans actually, like, you know, copied a lot of each other ideas, in some cases straight up just copying weapon designs. H-55 gets great in the Luchs here. Panther moving ahead. Luchs almost knocked out. They're very close to the ace level, by the way. H-55, there's a definite threat to his Panther 4. Panther 4 number 2, they're almost done. These two got faults with the Gap Penal Troopers. 342 is a 75, though. Salmon really needs to, like, you know, light a fire on his troops' feet here to, like, turn this around. Grenade off here. T-Fit 476 running. Veteran 2 there. 11 kills. Almost ace level. Punch with him as the guardsman. Hey Mortar there being slowly moved ahead to support the front line there and bombard German infantry. Still, IncaUna could look to fairly favoured here, but that said, Salmon is still building up force here, which could turn things around if he applies a correct assault here against IncaUna, or IncaUna makes a sufficient big mistake. T-4 caught here, but the Rakema is also caught in the line of fire. The Heavy Mortars maybe. Ishvar being in there. There we go. Hey Mortar fire causes heavy damage and casualty here to IncaUna's Rakema, but they do seem to be getting away here from the slaughtering hand of Salmon. T-Fed forces complete repairs. Ishvar moving ahead here. Panther's good to go again already. The repair pioneer is of course proving to be a really good investment. A long time here for IncaUna. Straight to the H-5 tank destroyer. Good hit on the Panther 4 there. Luchs was the guardsman. Different forcing healing. T-Fed force 6 using self-repair. Thumbs up. We got all victory points on control of the Soviets. Buying Salmon some needed breathing space versus IncaUna. IncaUna's going to need to come up with a tactic to break Salmon. Like one option is to launch an attack through the north here, flanking up behind their way, or going for the south. He could also attack head on, but I think that's going to be the most costly thing here for IncaUna, and also the least efficient. Does look like we're seeing a northern assault here, but it's happening at a fairly slow pace, giving Salmon more time to react. Plus, the Mortars, also just have more time to target his infantry doing such an attack there. Oh, it's got the T-34 there. Close call, but not quite. I'm guessing IncaUna's planning another Panther for Salmon. IncaUna does seem to be a fan of just having a good amount of medium tanks, which is honestly a lot of the time your best strategy. In particular, the Germans, you just want a lot of Panzer force. If you're the Wehrmacht, a good amount of Stugs does wonders too. But the Oberkommandus sadly does not have access to the Stugs at all. T-34 fixed up. We got a T-34 now for Salmon. Guys being flanked with the Panther 4s. And the Luchs, which is, by the way, still alive. 20 kills, near ace level. Almost got the guards, but it's going to be quite a blow there to Salmon. And last man survives very narrowly. Holy smokes, that was a close call. Third Panther 4 already got the struggling and catching the German tanks here. Misses the lead one, but hits the follow-up tank there. Jump out on the gut. Peanuts was there. Luchs tearing into them. Panther 4's backing off here, taking a few hits there from the initiative 5s. 274 versus 65, and there you go. T-3045 ready here for Salmon. And the first Guards Mechanized Corps, or Tank Corps was it? Oh, no, sorry. Straight into the Steel Pioneer, good here on the Luchs. But straight into the Panther 4s here. Pretty risky stuff here. Panther also joining into it. Almost got the Luchs. Puts on the flank, look as well there. Panther first off. Ace T-34 that survives. We got the MD-34 manned by the Strafniki. IncaUna seems to be getting a bit uncertain here. Continues to be rushing the unrepaired tanks here. MD-34 caught by the other MD-34 push back. T-34 pushing out back up to the 5. Panther 4 caught here. There we go. Down to less than, well, a quarter of health there. Taking further damage. About to lose it. Other Panther not being committed to try and save it. There's going to be a mistake here. No. Gets away narrowly. But he's got a lot of heavily damaged tanks here. This could be a good time for Salmon, I think, to apply further pressure to IncaUna. I mean, he sneaks up with the tank destroyer here. He could possibly take out some of the tanks. Seems like Salmon is not keen on exploiting that possibility there. Or will he? We got 218 versus 65. Got the Sturm Pioneer joining in. Here, auto bombarding. He's trying to catch some of the armor. Theoretically, like a shot could go through and take out one of the tanks if he gets lucky. All these kills on the Pioneers. H5, there's the Panther 4 came backing up. The H5 down to half health already. So far, none of them heavy mortar bombs going through there. Settle charge off there. Failed to take out the Panther 4. Luke's almost knocked out with the heavy mortar fire, though. That was a close one. Panther 4 there. Getting flanked with the T-34 gets it knocked out there. But Kevin has some trouble as well there. T-34 catching the Fox with coming in there. Other Panther probably got a blitzkrieg maneuver here, which does increase speed and firepower. Gets the T-34 6, but his Panther forces split up and the heavily damaged ones at easy targets now for the T-3045. No, he doesn't go for it. He doesn't go for it. He's going for the other one. Not that the Mantis was just figuring out to deal with the other ones here. And with this, I think IncaUna might actually lose the game. Defeated in detail. Brutal. Talk about a comeback here from Salmon. So running off like Kenmap as well. He's almost got the Panther 4 fixed up, but the problem is down to just one Panther 4 now. And the Luchs, and the Sturm was about to get wiped as well. They got the Luchs by with ace level. He did lose the HT for the first from 6, but I think for 2 Panther 4s, that's a pretty good trade-off. Trap hunt cools down half health. Luke's about to get knocked out with the T-45 as Salmon realizes that's a pretty good target. That is down just to the Panther Force. Infantry is heavily bled out. And I think this might just be GG. Yep, IncaUna drops out. A loss here for the German army, a victory for the Red army. A fierce fight here with some definitely rarely seen stuff like double Luchs. How often do you see that? That was a hell of a match here. So, I hope you enjoyed this, ladies and gentlemen. I hope it, tingled your senses, enlivened your imagination. If it did, subscribe, like, share, comment. Consider sharing, of course, with the video as many as possible. And, of course, do consider donating or pledging on Patreon, supporting the mighty propaganda ministry. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers. Thank you for watching. You're all a wonderful audience, and hope to see you tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.